All right, looks like we're live. Today we're going to be doing live sourcing because online arbitrage can definitely be difficult to learn. But I'm here to show you that there's a lot of different methods that you can use to find profitable products. Last live stream, we started with a profitable item and we looked at the storefronts that were also selling that item with the idea that if these people are selling this item profitably, then why can't these other people be selling other profitable items profitably? And so today we're going to try to source in a slightly different way by basically going off what's suggested or like what's in the title. So let's say if we have a shampoo, we're going to try and source other types of shampoo. So for this example, we're starting off with this router, this Apple Airport Extreme router. I'm going to share the screen with you guys. All right, we got it shared. All right, so we have this Apple Airport Extreme router. And give me just 1 second. We have this router, and we know that this item sells on eBay, and we can purchase it from eBay profitably. So the people who are selling this used are selling this anywhere between $50 and probably $65 at the max. And so we have that in our seller amp as 60 bucks. And we see here that when we enter this and look at the solds, that this person, whoever purchased this, got it for $17. And again, under $20. And again, close to $20. And so if you purchase this for $17 and they were Amazon sellers, they made $30 just for clicking buy it now on eBay and sending the item into Amazon. And so this item is a good item, but we also want to have more items in the catalog to be looking for. So what we did last episode is we looked through some of the sellers who are also selling this item. And today we are going to take a look at this listing and see if there's anything in the suggested or any other types of routers, because that's what this is, a router. There's thousands of different types of routers. We're going to take a look and see if there are any other routers that could be profitable that we can purchase from eBay to Amazon. So before we get started, I'm going to take a look at the chat, see if anyone's in the stream. Good to see you guys. If you're just tuning in, we're just going to go ahead and get started. So there's two different ways that we could do this. We can take the word router and just put it in the Amazon search bar, or we could do the same thing on eBay, or we could do the same thing on Google. So I'm just going to do router on Amazon and just hit enter. I'm basically wanting stuff that's going to be in the ballpark of probably $50 to $200 sale price. So I'm going to go ahead and use the filters and see what we come up with. Once the page loads. I mean, this literally might be something here. We're seeing IP alert on it, so we'd have to look more at the 𝗃𝗶. And it checked ACES, which we're not just looking for one brand. Cool. All right, we don't have a brand. And now we are entering in at least $50. All right, so I think it didn't register. So we see a lot of listings here that are over $50. If we see that there is used offers on this, there's a chance we can sell this used, or we could purchase new to sell on Amazon. It's a little riskier to do it new. But basically what you can do is you can just go through this list, and if you have the 𝗃𝗶 Chrome extension, you can see on the bottom right, we see the 𝗃𝗶 here. So obviously this is the first result, so the rank is absolutely incredible. The purple and specifically the black line is the used price. And so we see that that's under 40, 50 bucks. So we're going to move on. But that sells incredibly quick. This is too cheap as well. This could be something, again, something that is definitely worth mentioning. IP alert will often show brands as having a caution to sell their products because one or more of their listings people have reported getting IP claims on. But that, just because it pops up, isn't necessarily a we need to stay away from this listing at all costs, because if any listing on Netgear someone gives an IP claim, it'll show this icon for all of the Netgear ASINs. And so while it's risky to sell anything on Amazon, Amazon can always just say, where's your invoices? This isn't necessarily lots more risky than anything else. So we're going to take a look at this and probably open up some other tabs as well. This is extremely low ranked. So we're going to also pull up something that doesn't, because it seems like everything is the IP thing. Just, yeah, so we'll pull up this. And I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the chat real quick, and then we'll keep going. Shane Narvi says, from Fonzo Supply, says, how do you know how many units to send in for the month on used inventory? That is a really good question. We'll definitely get into that in more detail, but basically, I guess we could just show with this listing. And Jose is saying, hey, Seth, Netgear is great. Yeah, it's a fast-moving brand, that's for sure. And it sounds like you have some experience selling that. I think you were talking about that the other day, so I appreciate that. Yeah, so we'll go to this listing and see how I would think about how many to buy. The number one thing to think about is the fact that you may not be able to stock up fully anyways, just because of how many are available. But someday this will load. The really short answer is I go to Jungle Scout. I get a ballpark. Let's say it's 1,000 in electronics, for example. So we type 1,000 United States electronics, and we estimate sales. So if it was 1,000 electronics, that would be 1,740 sales per month on that whole listing. And so this number encompasses all of the new sales and all of the used sales. And so the way that I would go about it is I would then, I guess we'll just change the rank just so we can do it with this. That's a lot of volume. So 3,210 sales for this listing. And there's also variations, so we'll get into that as well. So we'll go to the variations, because just because we see that this gets 3,000 sales per month, it could be 99% one pack. So that's really important to keep in mind. Where are we? Here we are. So we go to variations. There's no way to know 100% which variation gets the sales, but we do see that the 1-pack actually only gets 19% of the ratings. And that means the 3-pack gets around 80% of the sales of this whole listing. And so it's safe to assume that the 3-pack gets more sales than the 1-pack. And so what I would do is I would do 3,210 times 80%. It's around 2,500 sales. So, I mean, in this case, there's just so much space. And then I would look at who's competitive new, and I'd look at who's competitive used. And then I would divide that number of competitive sellers by this 2,500. The other way around, though, it would be 2,500 divided by 30 competitive sellers. Let me know if that makes sense. And Shane's saying, how does buy box work? Is it the same as new? Price and shipping date? Yeah, exactly. It'll sometimes put a better condition used item in the buy box, even if it's more expensive. And sometimes there's a new buy box and there's no used buy box, but sometimes there's both. And Tandy is saying Keepa data drops in the last 30, 60, 90 days is usually more accurate than Jungle Scout. Good to know. Yeah, the drops, in my experience, drops have been helpful pointers as well. I mean, it's showing, I should share my screen again. I'm on the data page. It's saying that in the last 30 days, 123 drops, 349, 683. And so if you want to be more conservative, you could use these numbers or you could average them out with the other ones. At the end of the day, it's almost impossible to know because like we don't have sales data. Like someone on my account versus someone on someone else's account may sell more or less. So you really just have to do your own test buys. I usually I make a thought of how many I could sell and I cut it in half just because I don't want to be fully in stock. I want my capital to go as far as possible. RW says, afternoon, Seth. Good to see you, RW. Jose is saying an easy way to know how many you sell is by checking the eBay comps. Usually great ranks in Amazon also have a great sell-through rate on eBay. Exactly. That's 100% correct. Yeah, that's sometimes there's situations, Jose, where you'll be purchasing and looking to purchase something and it shows it's a sales rank, but it's not in the regular sales rank. So like, let's say those Bose headphones the other day, it's like number 4 in over the ear headphones. And that's not a regular category. And so sometimes you get like stuck with items that don't actually sell because it's maybe rank 300 in alarm clocks, but really it's a high rank in another category. So you can always check the eBay sold comps to see if it's an actually profitable and popular product. And RW is saying, still haven't bought an electronic item to sell on eBay to Amazon. It's okay. I mean, there's a ton of stuff. Shane is saying, let's say 1,000 units per month. You'd say the new used and new sellers each get 50% of the sales. I basically would say that if there's 10 total sellers on the listing and 5 are new, 5 are used, that they'd get a similar amount. And that's not always true, but I found it to be pretty close to true. It also depends on everyone's prices. It just depends so much. But almost always you can sell used, as long as it's something that generally sells. The sales rank and the 𝗬𝗶𝗶, like if it looks like a good product new, it probably also is good used as well. All right, so we're going to see if we can find a profitable router. So I have a good feeling about this one. So this one, definitely, if we can get our hands on something profitably, this is going to be really good. So we see Emily's store is selling this for $163. We have the 𝗬𝗶𝗶. So Amazon's always in stock. When Amazon's in stock, I do buy less, but I don't just run away from it immediately, because oftentimes they're just selling new. And so if we're selling used, I'm not as concerned about it. If you are selling new, you're going to have to undercut them to get a sale, probably. We'll take a look at the last 3 months here, though. So we see this very baseline price. I'm looking at the triangles, and the solid black line is around 130. That's the very lowest. We got like news up at 168-ish. Like news been at 163. So somewhere in the ballpark of, I'd probably say 140, just because this is a really fast moving item. There's probably space. So, and if we have a like new, we could probably sell this for more as well. So 140. So from here, we have the price that we would sell this at. If we can get this profitably, we need to know what price to actually be purchasing this for, because we can't just say, oh, if we purchase this for 120 on eBay, we're going to be making $20 profit, because there are fees. If you're an experienced Amazon seller, you know that. But Seller Amp calculates your fees. And so if we were to purchase this for $120 after fees, we make 8 cents. That's not what we want to do. So we want to find maybe 30% ROI. So $90 is pretty close. $92. So if you want to purchase at 32% ROI, $92 is the way to go. If you want to purchase at 25%, $96 is the way to go. So we'll look and see what's available under $92. And I'm going to go to the chat and see what's going on real quick. RW saying Star Wars, Lego, and Nerf buying like crazy. Oh, you're getting that from eBay? Oh, for Christmas? We'll move on so we don't think about your source too much for the stuff that you're buying. Jose is saying, have you ever taken 𝗠liche_𝗰𝗶𝗶's course for replens, Seth? It's about buying no more than 3 of an ASIN that has 10 drops per month, and buying a diverse variety of ASINs to build your business. I haven't taken his course. That sounds a lot like Clear the Shelf's course. Clear the Shelf, what was it called? I don't remember what it was called. Oh, OA Challenge. Apparently he says that you should only buy 3 to 5 units each, and that you should try and find as many $50 profit items that could sell per month. Yeah, I mean, I think it's good to be a little bit more wide. And so that's why I try to be more conservative with my buys. And RW says, no worries, I have a great supplier. Awesome. All right, we'll take another look at this listing. Definitely, if you follow that advice, you're going to keep your money working for you really well, which is a great thing. You also got to balance that with, though, once you find something that works, like you do want to make good money off of it. If I have an item that sells 100 a month at like $90 profit each, I don't want to be keeping 3 in stock. So there's definitely some balance there. Like you got to maximize the opportunity. Maybe not send in 300 of them though. That's a little ridiculous. So I'm wanting to see if this item can be purchased from eBay to sell for a profit on Amazon. We know that we need to be purchasing at $92 profit. And so what I like to do is I go and take the model number and brand, put it into eBay, and I want to see what solds there are that are under $92. So again, I filter by lowest listed, and we see that there's 285 results. So that's quite a few sales. And taking a look at these, keep in mind we are looking at the very cheapest of what we're seeing here, but if we were to, like, even just scrolling this far, like there's so many of these that are actually under that $92. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is a really good item, I think. I mean, this one still looks like it's in the box. I probably wouldn't sell it new, but $73. So if you purchase this for $73, that's 47% profit. Just kidding. $47 profit, 64% ROI. And if you were to purchase this way down here, if you were to get the very cheapest one on the market, most of these are parts. Some of these are parts. If you were to get the cheapest one on the market, $35, you sell that for $85 profit and 243% ROI. That's really good. And I'm curious here how many are actually under 92. Like we're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. I mean, literally, you guys could probably look at non-solds, and there might even be one up for sale right now. So I'm going to do that real quick before we do that. Once we get off the solds. We also see here that there's 40 sellers. A lot more are new than used. And so a cool thing about selling used is that if you're selling used, you often have the cheapest listing on the whole page. And so even though there's so many more new offers, sometimes the used offers even sell faster because, especially in other cases where the used price is a lot cheaper, we have the cheapest price on the listing. So taking a look and seeing what is for sale, we see this 1-pack. We see this 3-pack auction. You could, as RW is saying, just put your max bid in potentially. Or other people were talking about using a software to get it. Or you could just show up at the end. So this one I wouldn't purchase. We want to make sure that we have the cords, whatever cords come with it. So buying this and selling this as used acceptable, you could probably do it, and you would make $59 profit, but doing that long term, you're probably just not gonna. You're gonna have really angry customers. Let's just say that, and a lot of returns. So this one is at 80 bucks or 90 bucks. And it looks like there's a quantity discount. 100% new and sealed, boxes damaged. You could even sell this as new if you wanted to. Keep in mind, selling stuff without receipts is riskier. Definitely have to know the risk of that. So you could buy these for 85 bucks, 86 bucks each. I'm going to go to the chat and see what is going on here. Jose's saying it's a great course. There's so many underrated ASINs that you can hop on that many people are not willing to sell because everyone is chasing the hot items. That's a good point. I mean, when you kind of just set yourself to say, okay, I don't need to find this like amazing item. I just need to find something that sells consistently and I can sell a few units a month. That makes sourcing easier. Also, I feel like the management of more ASINs is a little bit harder, but there's a good trade-off there. RW saying snipe bidding I used before. It worked, but it's best to just either put in the max bid or like Seth, watch into the end. Yeah, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. Yeah, I mean, I think I hit watch on that. Might go for it. Where was it? Yeah, I did. Oh, I stopped sharing the screen. But yeah, be completely honest with you, this is looking like quite a good purchase. So again, $86. Do we like that? 39% ROI. These are like new, if not new. So the like new was more like 168. 59 profit each, 69% ROI. This is looking pretty good. Shipping time's good. So I am honestly gonna stop sharing screen and I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is and actually purchase these. Because why not make money on a stream? So yep, everything's looking good. Good. And purchased. And apparently this seller has an extra discount too of $9. Jose is saying better than a super chat. That is right, sir. So we just zoomed in so that we can see I purchased it without seeing everything, but I purchased both of them for $171. So if we go over to the listing, if we get this back to normal. So if we go back over to the listing, 171 divided by 2 is actually, I didn't get much more of a discount, but it was the 86. So it ended up being $86 each. There were two of them, probably use like new or new if you want to risk it. $59 profit each, 69% ROI each. And so that's almost $120. And we kind of just purchased this. It was literally just by typing in router into Amazon and seeing what items have used markets, specifically looking at the slightly more expensive items. So yeah, pretty happy to see that. Better than a super chat. And RW says, and that goes to your prep center or to your home. I would personally send this to my prep center. Yeah. If it's something that I feel like might not work, I would be more likely to have it sent to home so I can make sure it works. But this was new in the package, so feel pretty good about this. Jose says, did you find another prep center and resolve the previous issue with the one in Montana? So the one in Montana still has not responded to me. So that's a bummer. Thankfully, though, I heard that they've shipped for two of my good friends, Side Hustle Experiments and Bacon Bagel or Josiah. So they shipped their stuff. I guess she just hates my stuff and is just overwhelmed. But I did find another prep center, yeah. Yep, it's been going pretty good at the other place. Thanks for asking. I think it'll get resolved someday, maybe before Q4. I'll get my stuff back before Q4. Appreciate that, Jose. What's my strategy for Q4? My strategy for Q4 is kind of like what you were saying. I want to have like as much knowledge of the market as I can. And so therefore like doing a ton of test buys and understanding how much of each unit I can sell and like how to get them, how to ship them, how to do all that. Because if I have test buys really, really wide, then Q4, you're just set up amazing. Also, a lot of people talk about like scaling with credit and like scaling to the moon and all that. I feel like I was doing that this spring and I realized I like not being in debt. Like I just like not having the risk. And so I'm going to be using like my own money probably come a lot of the rest of the year. And yeah, because I would rather not have, I don't know, just the threat of like having to bankrupt your business is a lot. So I think it was the right choice going into this year. And for me, now that I've made a good amount of money with it, I kind of don't want to risk a lot of that because I feel like I need to be spending another $50K a month. RW is saying, how many items do I have at Amazon? I could check. I think it's around 1,000. Like not even that much. Because a lot of my stuff is high ASP. Oh, just kidding. I have a lot less. Of active stuff. When you go into inventory and manage Amazon FBA inventory and you click active, it says 166 products, but I don't know if that counts for the like multiple item listings. That might just be ASINs because I know I have multiples of a lot of stuff. I mean, I think a lot of people sell more units than me. Just my ASP is like 190. I'm trying to lower that. Jose is saying, will you be doing FBM since prep centers and Amazon slow down? Personally, for me, I feel like I hate shipping, so probably not. I just, number one, I feel like I'm not super good at shipping. Number two, and since I feel like I'm not good at it, I don't like it. I know that there's great opportunity there, but I kind of just don't want to. I really like just having a digital, like, I buy item sent to Prep Center, sent to Amazon, and then maybe I see 10% of those come back to my house because of returns or something. Like I like having as much of it like not me as possible. But there's great opportunity with FBM. Also, a lot of people doing used items do FBM. Jose is saying, I feel the same way with debt. I feel like it's better to use credit up to the amount you have in cash to buy inventory, and assuming you have an emergency fund for your business and another for your personal. Yeah, I think that's and definitely while I'm going to use cash, I'm definitely going to be using a credit card, because like Capital One Spark, 2% cash back is amazing. Even with the Plum, it's 1.5% cash back. Let's say I'm spending $20,000 a month at 2% cash back. That's another $400. So, I mean, and then you just have cash to back it up. So yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, and another thing too is, in my personal, like I've been working really hard to have a really good emergency fund and investments. That way, if Amazon kind of goes out, like I have a lot of cushion to figure out something else. RW says, quick turnaround, nice. I appreciate that. 700 items now, but mine are not fast sellers. Yeah, like I like to do the fast sellers. But I mean, the slow sellers could sometimes be really good ROI, so it's worth it, you know. RW, I forget, what's your main category? Like your main couple categories? You don't need to be like super specific, but did you do books a couple months ago? And so you have like some of that inventory in books? Oh, grocery. I see. Oh, so do you have like a lot of bundles, like higher price bundles potentially? Shane is saying you have to go in to create a shipment. Okay, let's take a look. Manage FBA shipments. Oh yeah, this whole tab with the restock limits and storage volume. Okay, so I'm looking at my restock limits. I could cut off my profile. Anyways, I'm looking at my storage units, and we have 445 in utilization of standard. We have 61 of oversized storage. So some of my items are oversized. I have 61 refrigerators at Amazon, obviously. I'm just kidding. I've never sold a refrigerator in my life. I have 1 footwear storage. 1. 0 extra large storage. How big does it have to be oversized? Anyways, yeah, 445. Oh, you have a private label brand. What's that been like? A lot of people want to get into private label. It's a really capital safe business model, except for the fact if you like, you could actually get stuck with inventory that doesn't sell potentially. Shane is saying, suddenly we're like really far. You guys are commenting a lot. It's good to see. Shane is saying, then can see how much inventory you have and where it shows the storage limit. Yeah, I'd be curious to know what you guys' storage limits are as well. Mine, it really likes my sell-through rate, I think, because my maximum inventory level is 10,649. Like, Amazon wants me to send more inventory, or so they say. I'm blessed. Like a year ago, I was completely like freaking out about my storage limits because I was selling books only. A year ago, I had 2,900 books. In May, the storage limits thing happened, if you guys were around at that point. And they said, nope, Seth, you have 1,600 spaces. So I had 2,900 books out of 1,600 spaces. And so I repriced extremely hard. I removed all the bad books, sold for about a month, and I finally was able to send in more stuff, but goodness. And then from there, I transitioned into RA because I wanted to do some faster moving items to raise my storage limits. So obviously something worked eventually. RW is saying all cash, no credit. I wish I could pay the eBay buyers in straight cash, just hand my cash straight through the computer. Good friend of mine, Josiah, he uses a debit card for all of his purchases because he recognizes that he's like, if I have a limit, like I'm just going to spend over what I have in my bank. And then I'm going to be like tricked into like, well, I have 20K in my payout. Like I can spend that, right? And that can end up being a slippery slope. So I might have to transition to that. We'll see. Jose is saying it's easy to fall into comparing to other sellers and wanting to scale with leverage, but this is a marathon, not a race. Yeah, that's definitely true. And there's it's helpful to like look at what other people are doing and be like, okay, like what of theirs can I implement for myself? It's really helpful, but at the same time, like, yeah, you're right. It is a marathon, not a race. It kind of comes down to your comfort level and like what your risk tolerance is. I think I'm happy that I did scale with leverage, but man, it was pretty anxiety provoking, especially with account health issues. So you kind of got to know how far to go and then when to quit while you're ahead, kind of, and use regular money. Okay, we already saw grocery. Grocery is just such a good category if you just want, if you have like a lot of money and you're just like, I love like 27% ROI fast moving items. Like I feel like if I ever just had like, if I wanted to do wholesale, that would be super cool. Grocery is 2% tax in my state. So with a 2% cash back, it's technically free. That's a big opportunity, and just realized this week. True, because I feel like with grocery, it's harder to use a prep center because with grocery, like oftentimes it's like $2 profit, $3 profit. And so if you have a $1.85, $2 prep center, like there goes your profit. And then if you have sales tax, that cuts a lot, but 2% is very little. It's a good advantage. Oh no, bundles, single items. Easier prep, probably. Whoever buys like $15 cereals just like baffles me. Like, I don't know. There's just so much in grocery, like every food imaginable. I think the most grocery I did was like Trader Joe's. RA at Trader Joe's was great. If you guys have a Trader Joe's in your area, it's a great place. Yeah, that's a really good advantage, I think. Hey, yeah, do it. And like sharing with each other is often a great way to grow. So I think it'll be good. Yeah, maybe Instagram or something. Just sent it in. Don't know yet. Oh, the private label. I was confused for a second. Shane, 30K storage. Amazon really likes you. Goodness. RW is saying, well, yes, debit card on RA, but no credit cards. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's yeah, what Josiah does is he knows that he's just gonna overspend with his credit, so he just uses a debit card. Rake and Profit in the house, the legend. Good to see you. Doing good. It's been a good day so far. We did some eBay online arbitrage sourcing and ended up making about $119 profit. Very happy with that. Blessed. And also, if you guys are interested in getting into wholesale, Rake and Profit and some other friends are doing a wholesale, I think, webinar tomorrow, actually. So yeah, if you're into wholesale, go check that out. And RWO, okay, so you're talking about OA. Yeah, I mean, retail arbitrage, you can pay with cash. Average ROI is $3 to $5 per item. True. I mean, like, if I'm sick and I like just have had a horrible day, like, I don't want to go to the store. Like, I just don't want to go to the store. Charles Penn, good to see you. Long time no see, brother. Charles Penn's been doing some eBay to Amazon. I'm curious how it's been for you. You should message me on Instagram or like send me an email. I think we were emailing before. But yeah, yeah, definitely. You can't use cash for OA, but you can use a debit card. I think Josiah has a 1% cashback debit card. Okay, so he's not on Instagram. Emotional spending equals best ROI for resellers. True. Or like, I need this for my business, or I need this for my Thanksgiving dinner. I need it now. We're getting close to 50 minutes. If you guys have any last questions, let me know. Charles, you should definitely send me an email. I'm curious how things have been going for you, because I feel like we talked like 3 months ago. But yeah, this was fun. If you guys didn't catch the whole stream, feel free to go back and watch it, where we're actually doing more sourcing, because we ended up finding a pretty good product. I ended up purchasing for myself because I liked it. Jose says, have you ever sold used coffee makers? Dude, I've totally thought about it. There's such a market for coffee makers, but like doing it straight to prep center for a coffee maker that's used sketches me out a little bit, because if someone's used it and there's like coffee on it and it's dirty, I think that's a complaint waiting to happen. But maybe like new or something like that would be a great idea. I sold some new ones from Walmart. They were 100% off clearance, or 100. They were half off, so $50 instead of $100. Have you, Jose? I sold many coffee makers on eBay, but I'm curious for Amazon. I'm sure there's a great, I don't know why I've never thought about this, but just sell them, just purchase the ones that are in the box like new, and you can tell like the styrofoam and everything is just like in there all ready to go. That would probably work out pretty well. Charles says, I'll shoot you an email. Going great. Partnered with the prep center last week, and we are rolling. That feels really good. Yeah. That feels really good. Flood market, Jose. There's no room to make money on Amazon on coffee makers anymore. No, I'm just joking. There's probably a ton of private label ones, that's for sure. Especially private label. Private label, you have to, like, I guess I'm not a private label person, so it feels like everything's saturated. That's what everyone says when they don't know how to do it. Because I have no clue how to do private label. I'm just messing around. I think you just have to be good at sourcing, whether it's private label, whether it's online arbitrage, and then you can find the stuff that other people aren't finding. Next live, I am not going to be here tomorrow, so go on a hike in my honor if you can. It's actually my anniversary, 2-year anniversary with my wife tomorrow, so we're going to go up to the mountains a little bit, but we'll be back Wednesday, and I'm going to be live Wednesday and probably Thursday, Friday as well. So I'll really look forward to seeing you guys there. And we'll probably keep going on this sourcing spree here. But yeah, this was good hanging out. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day and take care.